I stay ready, so I don't have to get ready.
But you're lying, because you would have been ready.
I'm allowed to write. Come on now. Don't drag our day. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys? What's the dilly? It's late. We are late, girl.
We're late. It's late. We're back.
We're getting ahead of day.
Your girls from the Illadale. I am the lovely Bambi D.
And this is Jordan B. And welcome to Transparent Energy,
the podcast.
Our second episode
of the second season. On season 2.
Yes. And we're back. It's been a whole week since the last time we talked to you guys, and we got a lot of things to talk about today.
A lot of important things.
Well, not just important things, but some funny things too that's happened since the last time we've spoken. And don't you have a little story time for us? It's going to be hilarious.
I do have a little story time, but I'm going to get into it. Because I feel like I want to rev it up. You know, I want to get
right. I know we're not doing it right now. But I'm just saying it's going to be a very funny, entertaining show today.
I do have a little bit of a treat. Okay, and the treat starts with a T. And if you like tea,
then you're going to love it.
Then you're going to love this.
But on a serious note, guys, welcome back. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, we are with our second episode visually. So this will be up on YouTube. It's not going to be up on the day that we're recording right now, but it will be up this week. So we're recording on Sunday, but you guys will see it Wednesday. But anyway, thank you guys for the feedback. Those that have let us know about our YouTube video, and those that have liked it so far, those that have viewed. We're very appreciative. And like I said, just keep tuning in, subscribe, share, like, please. So, you know, because when you like and when you subscribe and you even comment and stuff like that, it gets in the algorithm. So,
especially if you got something going on, you know, the best way to support or gain support is to put in the work itself. So, you know, to all my people out there who know what faith is, as small as a mustard seed, you know what I mean? Support goes a long way.
Yeah, so anyway, do that for us. And again, let you know how we start off our show.
Well, normally we do start off our show giving our affirmations, and, you know, we kind of start off a little bit warm, but I want to start off a little bit hot. I want to start off with a hot topic.
Wait, but I thought we was going to start off. I thought we was going to start.
Well, I was saying go backwards.
Oh, okay.
You don't mind, do you? Only because it's hot, and I don't, you know, I just feel like I don't want to drag it out, you know. But earlier today, we were at lunch. Where were we at?
We were at, where were we at?
We had Mediterranean?
No, it was Indian food.
Okay, so we had Indian food. And as the waiter brought over our waters, that's exactly where this is going. Jordan gets a text message, and it's like some health alert, you know, basically saying that the water here in Philadelphia has been contaminated, and that it's not safe to basically drink the water here. At that time she got the message, it was up until 2 o'clock.
No, it was don't drink water. Don't drink any tap water after 2 o'clock until further notice.
Oh, after 2 o'clock.
After 2 o'clock. The warning started at 2 p.m. until further notice. But like you said, as we got to the stew, now it's saying that the water's okay.
Which is totally bogus to me, because last week we were.
I don't think we said nothing about the water last week, but we were talking about how we need to be careful about the stuff that they, you know, could be and possibly doing to our water supplies, and, you know, like I said, the stuff they already been doing to the banking systems. And
absolutely right. So
we just never know what to expect.
But, you know, remember when we discussed and we were talking about what was going on in Ohio, where the trains derailed, and it was sending all the fumes and crazy stuff, all the fumes basically in the sky with the clouds or whatever, and basically they were saying like that was hazardous as far as when it would rain, because those same chemicals, you know, that went in the clouds still ended up would come down and still be potentially harmful to not only the people but crops and all types of stuff. So it just makes me think, like, in that rain that we just had, there could have been a possibility that those same clouds that are chemically infused with the derailment of the train that happened in Ohio.
I don't know.
That could be.
Because remember also they said that this happened on the 24th. So this happened Friday. And we're just figuring this out anyway.
Right. But if we use our sense of discernment as to what we always know about the news, they only tell us part of the truth. So, the truth may be that the water is contaminated. The lie is that they're just finding out. Like they could have been known. That too.
Like, well, first of all, I just feel like they should have been told us. Shouldn't be no reason why we just figuring out. And it's kind of fast to go from look out to is the water's okay now within a couple hours, within like 3 hours.
And it's questionable.
Mm-hmm. It's questionable.
As fluent as water moves, you mean to tell me that you filtered it out? You've gotten that under control?
And they said it fell into the Delaware River. So,
yeah. If you know what I know, there are just some things that logically don't make sense. There are some things that just don't make sense.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things lately just in the news and in the world, period. Social media just starts certain stuff. It's just like, what's going on here? No, I mean, I'm right here, but I'm just saying it's a lot of things that are happening, like, just worldwide. It's just like, what is going on? Like, what is really... This stuff is mind-boggling.
And it doesn't, like, how does that make you feel, though?
It just makes me realize how, first of all, how serious we need to get on to having our stash supplies of things and not wait until the last minute, because just in case it really was, I'm going to be honest, I'm not prepared. I'm totally not prepared. As much as I said I was going to be prepared, and that I was going to do the necessary steps and take the necessary steps to be prepared, I still have not prepared. And that's not cool because, like, something like that so easily, like I said, we had lunch and it's already 1 something. And they're telling us at 2 p.m. that we can't drink nothing but bottled water. And like they said, when you can't drink it, why would you want to bathe in it?
After I already drank my complimentary glass of water.
Yeah, so that's scary.
That's so scary. It's freaking scary.
But I don't think they got it from the tap. Do you think they got it from the tap?
They got that water from the tap. I know what tap water tastes like.
Oh, see, I didn't drink none of that water.
I know what tap water tastes like. Unfortunately.
Thank God I didn't.
I mean, but hey, it is what it is. But that's when I say that some things logically just don't make sense. Yeah. I already know for a long time that the tap water started tasting funnier and funnier.
Yeah, but I said, for me, I don't even drink tap water, so it's different. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie, I give my dog spit sometimes with bottled water. So if anything, I would have to make sure that I'm not giving it to him. But I don't drink tap water. I normally drink bottled water anyway. So for that much, the only thing that would be messed up is like washing up. If it was to say like, don't wash up, then that'll be.
Yeah, but then you have to understand if they're saying don't drink the water. Why would you want to?
That's what I'm saying.
Bathe in it. And then especially with the scalp. That being one of the most sensitive areas on the body.
Yeah. I don't know. But let's get into affirmations.
Let's move on to the affirmations. I want to first say.
But again, guys, that's just to let you guys know because we don't know what's to come. We really don't know what's to come. It is smells very fishy.
It looks foul.
It looks foul.
Just use your discernment and
just stock. Like I said, we all have to.
Logic.
So
there is something going on, and don't play dumb. Don't be one of those people. Don't be the ones that's too late. And I want to say this to you, even though you said like you're not prepared. I don't believe it's not too late yet.
Right.
It's not too late.
I just think
yet.
that we need to smarten it up. And like I said, just make sure we have at least something stocked up, at least enough. Because when we got back around this area, went to the store, there's literally no waters, right? There's no waters on the shelf. Like the waters inside the refrigerator they got, but the waters on the shelf, beneath those
gone. And it's crazy because when I seen that in the shelves, the first thing I thought about, when the mass toilet paper.
Yeah.
When they did with the toilet paper.
And it's just, because, we from Philadelphia, people don't play. As soon as they hear about it, they goes and gets crazy. So, it's only right that they did that, because this is what they did, so. But like I said, just
But it shouldn't be a monkey see, monkey do. I think we should, most of all, pay attention to these things. Because, look, some of us are getting older, and some of us are just hearing these things. But to anybody that's on that and in between, now is the time to really do what you need to do for you. It's one thing to hear us talk about it. It's one thing to hear somebody else talk about it. But do what you have to do on your part, because that's the most important. That's the most important thing, I do what I do on my part. Jordan does what she does on her part. You do what you do on your part. But you should feel safe to know that you are in the know when you're with transparent energy.
Yes. So, all right, let's get into our affirmations. I'm going to start this week since my fellow show host, co-host friend
/ CEO.
The CEOs of the show. But anyway, we are incredible.
We are incredible.
We are unique.
We are unique.
We are valuable.
We are valuable.
We are talented.
We are talented.
And one of my ones that I'm going to use from last week, and I think I'm just going to keep using this as one that I'm going to end off with, because you got to keep this one in mind. We are destined for greatness.
We are destined for greatness.
Yes, ma'am.
I love that. We are. I'm going to keep the ball rolling, and I'm going to say we are intelligent.
We are intelligent.
We are informative.
We are informative.
We are endearing.
We are endearing.
We are life having the human experience.
We are life. We are life having human experience.
Having the human experience.
Having the human experience.
Because we are life. And most of all, we are.
Or are we spirit?
Yeah, we are the spirit guiding the vessel in this life journey. Finally, we are forever young.
We are forever young. And yes, I said it to myself this morning, because I was thinking about how my mom looks so good at her age this morning. And how she looks like really good for her to be almost 70, if not 70 already. And I think 70 is showing on her. But no, she's 70. She got to be 70. But my mom, she don't look nothing. She looks no bigger, no over like 40 years old. Like, well, I mean, not that, but I'm saying like in between 40 and 50, but still looks good for her age. And I was just saying to myself earlier, like, I'm gonna look good when I turn a specific age, if the Lord tarries, the Lord willing. But yeah, I expect to look good by my 50s and 60s. Cause I'm gonna look good.
Me too.
Hopefully. Wait, this world going.
Me too, because that's so funny. That made me think about something. I've never had a birthday party. Have you ever had a birthday party?
No. Let me stop lying. I think I had a little something thrown for me. Nothing like big though.
Okay.
But it always was like something within like my close, like back when I was like a younger girl though. Right. It was like more so. But I don't remember. No. That's bad. That's how you know you really haven't.
Actually, I used to think it was kind of like a little strange thing for me, because I never had a birthday party and I was always going to birthday parties, and that was something that kind of was like a sore on my back for a long time, until maybe a couple of years ago, where I seen this video, and I started looking into it, and I started hearing more different people, various people talk about it. But the one person that talked about it the most, who got really into detail before he passed away, God rest his soul, was Prince. And Prince was making sort of a point that I could understand, whereas though he raised the question, he said, how many times are you born?
Once.
All right. And he goes into the rhythm of, if you're born once, and you keep counting
the
birthdays, he's like, if you think about it, the way our minds work, what we know it is to be young, to get old, that's the same way numbers work. So if we keep counting how old we're getting, our minds is going to start getting old. And once our minds start telling us we're
basically
old,
saying he don't celebrate birthdays. Like he didn't celebrate birthdays.
Basically, he was saying yes. He said he didn't celebrate birthdays.
But that might explain why he looked good. Like he looked always so young though. He looked young till he died.
Yeah.
He really didn't
And that's,
no. I mean, no. Let me not say because he did get a little, but it wasn't.
Right. Well, I mean, naturally.
Of course, people naturally.
But he was also.
He looked good.
He did look good. He was also somebody that took care of himself from the inside out too. So at some point, I think if he wasn't a vegetarian or vegan, because they're all different.
Yeah, it's definitely levels. It's levels.
Definitely.
It's
so
levels.
he was definitely one of them. But I don't know. I felt like I understood that was kind of like a little bit of like my secret, like maybe because I never celebrated my birthdays, you know what I mean, like in a way where it's celebration. Now,
to keep count of it to make you feel old.
All right, I've always embraced it on my own, you know what I mean, but I was never like welcomed. It was never like surprise, let's do this. But that was just something little, something I just thought about, like maybe there is some truth to that, because he was basically saying it's a spell that we're casting on ourselves. Exactly.
Yeah. I can believe that, because like I said, that's like how I'm saying all the time. Like we learn so much as we're getting older, and this is such an informative age and generation that we live in, and it's just like it's so astounding how much we learn every day, and like it is one of the biggest things is that we're learning about our food. And what we shouldn't be eating.
That's the most important.
And what we should be eating. But I'm really, I'm telling you, like how we was talking last week, it's getting bad. Like, with, like even with, I'm talking about as far as with me and like how I really have been being more self-conscious and aware of like what I've been ingesting. Because it really, and it's making me sad a little bit. Because, like I said, it's just be like, not like that, but I'm just be like, I can't believe, like, why can't we just have some real, you know what I mean? Like, why do we have to be even thinking about, you can't even enjoy nothing no more. Because it's like, what is in this that's going to hurt me and kill me after this?
Everything. And I think it's a wonderful thing that we're waking up. I can remember a time growing up where I would see them little Saturday morning cartoons, like, you are what you eat, but there was no other side of that coin to say, hey, this is what you should be eating, but we got to remember that it's conditioned and programmed too, because I can remember little food charts and stuff, that in elementary, and they say, like, follow the food chart, this little diagram, you know. Because like, what they was just talking about with the chicken and with the herpes and the chicken. Well, if you haven't known, the cat's out the bag.
Something new.
Something new.
Something true.
Something blue.
For real, y'all. No, seriously, this is getting out of pocket.
This is really getting out of pocket. So
it's been brought to our attention.
It has definitely been brought to Transparent Energy's attention that
as well as this.
The chicken that you're eating, the chickens from your local Chinese stores.
Wasn't it just more than the chicken? Wasn't it like pretty much a little bit? I think it was like chicken and beef, wasn't it? Or just was chicken?
Is it chicken and beef?
No, you know what? That's something else. That was something else. I was
because I'm about to say because beef.
But this particular one you talking about, it was chicken. They were talking about.
It was. I can believe it. Well, remember.
But they were talking about something about beef.
Remember when the chickens wasn't laying?
Yeah, the chickens wasn't.
Remember that? Because it was in the feed from the manufacturers. That was keeping them.
They was putting in something in
keeping them sterile or whatnot. So now, basically, the chickens got herpes. And here's the thing: you know what they say when
Well, they could have herpes.
They do. The chickens have herpes, and we're ingesting those chickens. And yes, that means we're ingesting herpes. It sounds funny, but it's real. It's very real. Mm-hmm. It's very real,
and it sucks.
It sucks, but
it's time to change that eating habit.
I'd rather be in the know than out of
the know.
Don't know
nothing.
I'm not saying that I'm all guru and I'm going to change my eating habit right now because I know it's a progress to how things are supposed to go. Mm-hmm. However, I do believe we're not getting this information for nothing. Yeah. This information, this dire information, unfortunately, is coming to us because we need to do something about it on our part, and that's the reality of it. It's one thing just talking about it, spreading awareness. That's an up on the up.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is just awareness, so we can be, like I said, be prepared. It's time for us to start. I think this is enough warnings to start really, like I said, it may not be something that we can do overnight, mm-hmm. but it's definitely something that we need to start definitely pulling back. Like I said, if it's not all together, just slowly but surely start taking something off your diet that you know is not good.
I agree. Like
weekly or monthly, however you gotta do it, whatever pace. But start to wean yourself off of meats, a lot of processed meats, and a lot of, like I said, let's ingest more veggies.
And if it's hard,
because a lot of these fruits, like I said, even these fruits is messed up too, though. Because remember we was talking about how, like the numbers on a lot of these fruits will let you know what they, like how it's grown, what they do to it, like if it's pesticides, if they grown with pesticides, or if it's
non-GMO, GMO, organic, non-organic, organic. See, here's the thing. Even if you don't believe it, even if you are not ready, do yourself a favor and do the research because it's out here. Yeah. Put the ratchet TV down for a minute. Yeah. Really, really get into it because I never thought that I would meet somebody like my host. Love her to death. And two, furthermore, I never thought I would be the adult that I am today, picking up this information that's that's vile to my health and well-being, as opposed to caring about who's doing what down in the street and what time the party start. I didn't think, you know what I mean?
You get to this point.
Yeah, some things we're just not prepared for. Just like, I'm like you. I'm not prepared for all the things that I'm hearing that I'm taking, and I'm not prepared to cut my diet. However, these things are detrimental to my life, and they stick with me. Mm-hmm. So every day, whether I, lay in the bed, going to sleep, or when I'm getting up, I'm thinking about these things, and that's all that we're doing over here at Transparent Energy.
Just bringing awareness to all of our listeners and viewers. Just start paying attention, get your mind right, your health right. Again, stop taking everything, we don't want to believe, we can't, you got to take everything with a grain of salt, but at the same time, know that this is definitely time, this is definitely the generation and the age to start changing how we've been eating, like really to fall back from that processed stuff, and snacks,
because it's killing you slowly.
It really is.
Take it from me. I just celebrated my 7th year of no smoking cigarettes.
And I'm about to be on 2 years.
And I cut cold turkey.
Me too.
So, look, things are possible.
And I got 3 years.
Things are possible. But moving right along, unless you...
No, go ahead. No, what else you had to talk about? I definitely go ahead.
Okay, the final thing I want to talk about is the TikTok banning that's under investigation right now. And I think it's... Honestly, I think it's a good rumble. I think it's a good
rumble. Because, again, it's so mixy, just how I feel about it. Because at the same time, I do understand, like, the security breach of, quote-unquote, TikTok for what they're saying. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that TikTok is a big search engine for a lot of informative things that they don't want us to know. And it's getting out of hand now because people are starting to wake up out to a lot of things. And like TikTok, you can learn so much on TikTok. And I think that's the real big issue. But I do understand because, like I said, I'm not putting nothing past Japan, China, and other them places at all. Because, like I said, we've already been dealing with a lot of different things from them and with them. And it seemed like with that country, they're very subtle. Like this new form of war and warfare is not going to be with guns. And chemical warfare, playing with our, like I said, our tech stuff.
Mutant warfare.
Yeah, mutations and all kind of stuff. So, but yeah.
Definitely, you're absolutely right about that. What I got out of it is, like I said, I think it's a good fight. It's actually, it's like TikTok versus the social media duo, Instagram and Facebook. The trouble that Instagram and Facebook, the trouble they have with TikTok is the algorithm. Facebook and Instagram struggle to loop people who think alike, who search. They have trouble for some reason being able to loop people like that together to make easy search and safe finds, as opposed to TikTok's algorithm, whereas though it will grant you access to people who search what you search for your similar interests, for your likes, and that is threatening, I guess, on a higher level, whereas the breaching comes in at, because at this stage, you have people actually coming together.
Right.
You actually have people not paying attention to what's going on the TV. You actually have people not wanting to care about, in a sense, what's going on in the world, when the people who live amongst the people have a general sense of what's going on in the world. And now we have become the news for each other. And that is
something they don't know.
That,
they don't like.
That is something that they,
Because remember they were saying for a moment, which is true too though, that TikTok's algorithms is different for the United States and for like China and Japan and stuff. They're saying like over in that area, the kids normally, when they're scrolling up, they see stuff like science projects and just ways to be successful, all different kind of ways. But over here in America, our kids, when they're looking at it, when people look at it, they see twerk videos more often and this, that, and the other thing. I do believe that probably was a problem a little while ago, but I've been noticing that now more often that it's more wake-up videos, more kind of bringing awareness to stuff, more awareness to like our foods and our, just stuff that's going on in our governments behind closed doors that we don't know, but stuff that's coming, to fruition. Because like I said, it's really like, and this stuff that even our elderly and our, our parents and stuff is really even surprised about, because like I said, they weren't granted the access to information the way we are. Like, not some they had to go to the library back then to find out a lot of different stuff. And even when the internet first came about, people wasn't really searching up that kind of stuff in the beginning.
No, and then you got to remember, everybody in our own minds, we want our 15 seconds of fame. We want our, so we weren't. A lot of us weren't searching, informatively.
Stuff. No.
We were too busy making selfies and didn't realize what we were doing.
Be on MySpace,
or looking up. Well, I was the person when I first learned about the internet. I was into the blood and gore. So for me, I remember one of the first things that I went and looked up was the autopsies of Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. Yeah. Back in the day, it was called Rotten.com, and
I used to love the internet more so for downloading music. I used to love downloading music. I was like a Napster girl, a Napster.
Do you remember Kaza?
I don't think I used Kaza, but I think I remember it.
Okay.
But I was a download. I used to download music crazy.
I was like AOL down.
I love. Yeah, I wasn't AOL down. No, I wasn't that. But you got mail. You got mail.
That chick was
you got mail. But guys, it's really, first of all, let's just talk about how beautiful it was today. Today was really a beautiful day. It's Sunday here. Like I said, it's Sunday here in Philadelphia. It is 26th. This month has went by so fast. So this is how you know it's about to be 2024.
It's birthday.
It's about to be 2024 within, my dad's birthday was this month too.
That's dope.
The 14th. We always speak like that.
But the weather's about to break, and it's always sunny in Philadelphia.
So put them fur coats away.
Today was lovely though. We had Indian food, and y'all know we tell it like it is because we're transparent.
Always get around on camera.
So today was supposed to be photo shoots, foods, and recordings, and everything. You know. Okay, so you know how we always like to say when something. What did we say? Now help me out. Just because something doesn't go
doesn't mean just because something doesn't go right doesn't mean it didn't go right. Just because something doesn't go right doesn't mean it's going to
go wrong.
No, just because something didn't go right doesn't mean it didn't go right. Remember, because we said right twice. Remember why I said right twice?
Oh, okay.
So basically, just because it didn't seem like it went right the moment, it did because it redirected you to something else, or something still came out of it, no matter what, even if it was something that kind of threw you off or kind of wasn't a part of the plan.
Because today did not go the way I thought it was going to go.
No, today did not go the way I thought it.
First off, I lost my herbal therapy as soon as we met up. Soon as we met up. Then, halfway there, it was you first who realized that you wore the wrong shoes.
Yes, let's talk about how, yeah. Feet was tight.
But I wore the wrong shoes too.
So we both bit off a little bit more than we could chew today. We did. Like I said, so it's been a long day, but we got through.
We got through it. It was beautiful here in Philadelphia, and if you were not out, you should have been out and soaked up some of the sun, because I'm sure it's more to come.
So, yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Get into it, girl.
All right, let's get into it.
You know, that's right.
So I am the lovely Bambi D.
And it is story time with Bambi D, guys.
And I have got some tea.
Guys, need to hear this one.
Alright, you guys. So, 2 weeks ago, I opened up my soul. Y'all can hear that? That's the Philly streets. We give ATVTs. Excuse me, I ain't saying it right.
I don't know either.
You know,
the dirt bikes.
The dirt bikes, the AVTVs, and all that extra stuff. But, okay, so 2 weeks ago, I let my spirit fly, and I went to New York, and I had such an amazing time. And I ended up running into somebody from my past. And I never thought too much of Tara. I never thought too much of her. Not at least in a negative way. I never thought too much of her. And so when I ran into her, yes.
One thing I love, my girl don't care. She is a name dropper. My girl is a name dropper.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Tara.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Tara.
For those that may know her, Tara.
For those who may know her better than I don't know,
Okay, right. But let's go ahead.
Well, we had a great time. That weekend. And fast forward to the following weekend. And during that whole week, remember I was saying, I was like, I think part of me is still up there from such a good of a time I had. So then Tara rises back up out of nowhere. She just comes up out of nowhere. She's like, hey girl, let's hang out this weekend. Whoop-de-whoop, blase. So I'm like, okay, I think I can do that. I think I can hang out. You got your little car. We can hop around the city. I got a little cash to spend.
Right.
So we hung out the first day. It was cute. I started picking up and seeing some things that I really wasn't too crazy about, But it ain't my business, and I accept everybody for who they are. So the following night, we were getting ready to go to New York. She somehow convinced me to go to New York, and I was excited. So I bought all my little goodies and stuff, my grown-up trinkets and all that.
It was going to be a grown-up time.
It was going to be a real grown-up time.
It would be a grown-up time.
Right. Baby, it was going to be too transparent. But for some reason, I didn't think anything of it. So this
is what the night after that y'all. You just said that y'all went out one night before.
Okay, so we went out Saturday night.
Okay.
And we had planned to.
Oh, this was the night before the recording last week when I said you was late.
Right.
So she was having fun. But go ahead.
Right. So basically, it was a Monday.
Okay.
And we were going to drive up and just drive back. We were initially going to go on Sunday, but I couldn't miss our premiere of the second season. And
our pod day period.
And decided to wait and push it till Monday. So Monday comes around, we go shopping, this is what we do, brings her back to my house. And in that moment, she had asked me, she's like, can I bring my stuff in? You know, can I keep my stuff here? We go out, come back. What? I said, yeah, okay. I didn't see no issue in it. You know what I mean? Like, and like, it's like, okay, homegirl, like, you ain't got to go to the hotel. You know, that's more money for us to spend and have a good time. So we getting settled. We whoop-de-whoop. I had me a pack of Skittles, for those who know. Mm-hmm. And she said she wanted some, so I was like, you can have some here. And we pre-gaming. Wraps everything up. She's downstairs. I'm coming downstairs. And I got everything. And I said, I need to do one thing before I walk out the door. And I'm like, I need to walk my dog. Takes my dog outside. Takes on her little, trip. And then I got this feeling in my mind. I got this feeling. It was like, girl, you left your pocketbook. And you left your pocketbook, and that girl was sitting right there. So I said, let me ignore that. I don't want to think nothing negative. She ain't done nothing nasty. She ain't done nothing negative. Whoop-de-whoop.
Right.
I comes back home. After I come back in the house, and for some reason I ain't coming making no noise. But when I came in and I walked in, I couldn't escape the fact that I seen her stashing in the bag. Stashing.
Okay.
Because she wasn't just in the bag,
She was right.
So
she was sitting down.
She was sitting down. She wasn't just in the bag. She was stashing. So comes in, grabs my bag off the couch and everything, goes right into the car. Let's go to the gas station. Let's fill up. Let's get some snacks. Whoop-de-whoop. Goes to the gas station, grabs the snacks. Whoop-de-whoop. Da-da-da-da-da. I knew how much money I brought out my house. I knew how much money I was taking with me to New York. I knew how much money I was planning to spend. And when I got to the register, and the cashier, he goes, 27 something. So I gave him $40. Right. And I knew I spent 60 because I put 20 on, and that's how my mind calculated.
Right, you just knew what you had.
I just knew, because I knew what I had.
Right.
Well, when I opened my pocketbook,
and you know how you left your bag.
And I know how I left my bag.
That was one of the main parts that how you knew.
But I shouldn't have had to, it was just crazy. So I opens my bag and I sees my invisible part. In the pocketbook, you got that little invisible part. That's halfway open. And if anybody's seen the movie The Reading with Monique, that part where she was walking, talking her stuff in the house, and she backed up and she said, wait, I didn't leave this door like this. And she shot the door up and the body came out because she knew what was in her house. That's how I knew what was in my bag. So as the cashier gave me my change, my knot, and whatever, I'm the kind of girl, it's hard for me to convert from cash to card to cash sometimes. But
I don't care.
But my knot was very light, and I seen it visually without touching it. So I pulled my money out in front of the cashier, and I'm like, oh no, this ain't right. This ain't right. I can't believe this is... I cannot believe this is... This just happened. And I'm so glad that I didn't get any further. So it gets back to the car, and I'm like, girl, go ahead and pump that gas, but wait a second.
The gas I just put in your car.
Yeah. The gas I just put in your car. So she like, what's wrong? So I'm like, oh, ain't nothing wrong. Not yet anyway. So she like, what's wrong? You ain't get the gas? What's wrong? You ain't got the money? What's wrong? You need me to go in there? It was like, why are you doing all this quick, fast talking? What are you doing? What are you doing? And my sixth sense is like, So I pull my knot out and I'm like, oh, something ain't right. She like, what? I said, take me back to my house real quick, Tara, before I accuse you of doing something. Take me back to my house. Oh, what happened? I said, I'm missing money, and I know how much money I had. So before I let you know what the deal is, take me back to my house. Oh, yeah, because I don't steal. We got to find this, because take me back to my house. I knew my money wasn't in the house. I knew I took all my money out, and I just could not believe.
And then you say somebody told you prior to your even hanging out to watch out for. That's the part.
That was the part, right? 7 hours before that, when I first opened my eyes, the first message to my phone.
Because you took a picture.
The first message to my phone was somebody that I knew from way back when, who sometimes all you have to do is show who you are to somebody one time. Ooh. You know? And this person came out of nowhere and was like, you know how I feel about you? And we the type of people, we ain't got to speak or see each other all the time. Mm-hmm. But watch out for that one. Mm-hmm. That morning, I was warned. That night, she went into my pocketbook and stole over $100 fucking dollars. Lord, it's just so funny. I couldn't believe I acted it out. I really went upstairs.
That's crazy.
I really went upstairs and looked back at my stash, knowing it was empty.
Right, because you didn't went back and forth in it to have a good time.
Yeah, I went back and forth in it, and I came downstairs and she's like, "What?" And I was like, "Tara, you stole my money." She said, "Huh? What? I ain't never." I said, "I'm not arguing. I'm not asking. I'm telling you, you stole my money, Tara, and that's fucked up that you took my money. You've been treating me all weekend. You've been nothing but good to me, whoop-de-whoop," which would explain why I don't know why you took my money. Like, but it's crazy. Now she wants to play the victim. Acting like, you know, and now it's making me upset. It's making me upset because I'm like, why are you getting upset? Like somebody stole something from you. Because my whole entire life, I ain't been around but a couple of days. But these are the things that's letting me know you stole my money.
Because you performing.
You are performing. So at this point,
she know that you on to her.
At this point, she know that I'm on to her.
She told you to wait.
And no, she didn't. What she was trying to do was get louder. Mm-hmm. And now I'm getting louder. But I'm telling her, we're not going to argue in my house about my money being stolen. And you was the only one here. She turns around like, well, I don't know who be in here. Oh, but you just had this boy over here.
So they try to use what I told you earlier as a...
So like I said, I was going to have a good time. It was going to be adult fun. I ended up getting me some Skittles, and I had called my Reefus man. My Reefus
Miss
man.
Reefus.
Okay?
Right. But like you said, but she better be glad because you was already on a Skittle.
Yes, I was definitely...
So, which, like you said, your reaction to this...
was very... Verbally, it was calming. But physically, I was shaking talking to her.
Like physically, you wanted to handle her, but mentally, and like them Skittles would have you chill. So it saved her.
I suppose the Skittles
saved her. The Skittles saved her. The Skittles saved her because, like I said, because I always say if you was not on it, you probably wouldn't have reacted the way that you normally. I mean, I don't know. It could be possible.
Who knows? But like I said, I was talking to her like this, and I was sitting down. I remember sitting down, you know, because she's performing, standing up. Like, I wouldn't my whole life. You can ask anybody that know me. You know I don't know nobody because you don't know me. You don't know me.
Right.
To ask me, to tell me to ask anybody that you know. You don't know me like that. You did what you
and you know
I
don't know nobody that you hang with for me to even ask nobody.
Right.
And that's the famous thief line.
That's the famous thief line. Girl, you did what you were supposed to do. I realized in that moment when I was sitting there and watching you perform, I realized where I went wrong. And I would not have been okay if I would have physically attacked her, broke my TV in the living room, potentially could have got locked up because it would have been so severe. You know, like,
no telling what both of y'all could have did.
No telling what both of us could have been done. And that's something that I
don't want to be going through.
I don't want to be going through that. I didn't need that for myself. And, you know, I'm glad, honestly, when I thought about it all the way through, I'm going to get to that part. But let me finish giving out the little funky, fishy details about her performance.
Yeah, and then when she did, that really gave up that she did it. When she peeled off.
Right, so the thing was, as she was getting loud, and I'm telling her, we're not going to argue in my house because nothing happened to you.
Right.
You know, now, remember what we were talking about dismantling unhealthy relationships and taking that type of steps and moving forward. So when I seen that she was upset, this, that, and the third, maybe it was the Skittles, but I did not want to alter my whole night. I did not want that to be the deading of my night. So when she had insisted, give me 2 minutes. I need to go outside. I need to collect myself. So now I'm like, go outside? What you need to go outside for? Like,
why you need
to go outside? You know, she never gave me a concrete reason, and so I hit it to her. I was like, okay, I know what this is. You about to pull off and leave. She's like, no, I'm coming back. I was like, all right, well, you better make sure you come back because, like, I'm ready to go up, have my girls' night. Like, I'm ready. I'm on.
So you was past it.
So I was past it. I was over it. I couldn't take the fact she was lying in my face. I couldn't take the fact that she was.
But you still was ready to have a good time.
But I was still ready to have a good time, girl. If it took me $100 to know who you was, then that's it. Cool. Like, the worst thing you could have spent that shit next to me. Like, it wouldn't have made me no never mind. However, so it was at that point where, and I'm going up the steps like, yeah, girl, we out, whoop-de-whoop. So she goes outside, and I wait 3 minutes, and then she came back in. Now, when she came back in, it was given very much, but like I said, on the same type note, I had changed the dynamic. So I'm like, yo, what?
I changed the narrative.
You know, I changed the narrative. So I'm like, no. Like, you need to chill. Like this is
not doing
this is not okay. She's like, no, because I've had it hard my whole life. It's just like, I don't care about that. Now you're trying to make what. I'm like, that's manipulative. That's manipulative behavior.
Narcissistic behavior.
Yes, drug induced. It was
adult
really,
snacks.
It was really bad. It was really bad to the point where I was just like, if I lash out, I'm only going to see myself being a bully. Even no matter how it's playing out. You know, no matter how it's playing out.
And like I said, and that's kind of what the old you probably would have did. Like you said, or not even that, but that's how I told you. I think that's pretty much what the enemy would have wanted you to do anyway.
Absolutely.
He would wanted you to act out and
because he already
her
had
and destroy what you already had. Because you got a lot to lose. Like regardless of
she already had her reason to say probably what she wanted to say to the cops. Because remember what I told you about the warning when I went back and got a story when they was locked up.
Yeah.
She had did that. Took her whole life. That's how it was explained to me. She
right.
Took her whole life.
So
as far as I'm concerned,
you're capable of doing anything.
You'd have watched me get locked up for fucking you up, and you'd have been squatting in my shit.
Damn. And I ain't think about it like that.
Yeah. When I tell you, I think it through.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially after they told me that. Oh yeah, she took my whole life in jail when got me sent to the hole. When I got out the hole, she was with my.
So it's been already. That's why the person warned you because she did some effed stuff to them.
Yep. Okay. You know. So at this point, she didn't want to hear what I had to say because it was like she really wanted me to be like, "It's okay. I apologize for accusing you. Just help me find it, or I'll find it." That's what I felt like she really wanted from me.
Or like you said, she wanted you to fight. So she can call, so it can go deeper, so you get you locked up, so she can be.
Well, when she seen
that's some other.
Isn't it fierce?
That's so crazy.
And when she seen that I wasn't feeling that, I'm like, girl, pass me that blunt. We not doing that. You know, I'm whoopty whoop. And I think it was you the one. I think you told me that. I had scared her after that because that's when she was like, all right, we're gonna do it.
Yeah, because then she'll know what to think. Man, like, bitch, like, what you about to do to me? Like, you too nice. Like, you're not going off. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I told you I was so proud of you when you was telling me. I was proud of you for handling it the opposite of what you could have. Because, like I said, that is something to go off about. People don't play about their money. People don't play about being stolen from. But like I said, I already knew that half of it was, you know, the Skittles that you was on because it was. It you know is one of them things that it doesn't call like you don't think about it till after you coming down. You know what I'm saying? So you're not thinking about none of that until afterwards. So again, it saved her. It saved the extra stuff.
Right. And me. It saved me from losing everything I had. When sometimes people are just hell bent on being a demise to people.
And themselves,
you know. But I should have known she was a demise to herself with them things that them corn chips.
All right, we not.
But it was at that moment where she where she realized that I wasn't taking the bait. I wasn't bothered. It was at that moment where she goes, "All right, well, just give me 3 minutes." And I said, "Well, give you another 3 minutes." You know, and she,
damn girl,
right? What's up? Like, what's up? She was like, "Oh no, I just need to get myself together." Mind you, she's taking her stuff out
as she's saying
it, and I didn't peep that she was leaving the things that I was treating her to, just on the strength of being out and shopping and stuff. And it was so funny because I was.
And then remember, she told you that she didn't even take the Skittle. Well, she took the Skittle, but
right. She had asked me for the Skittle. So we took it. We was pre-gaming and everything.
So you thought.
So I thought. So it was at this time where she needed that extra 3 minutes, and I was shutting her down because I didn't want to hear it. She then goes like this, hands me back my candy, and I'm looking, and I'm looking at the candy, and I'm looking at her, and she got the spit in her eye or the tears or whatever, and she's like, "Just give me a couple of minutes," and I was like, "Girl, like,
you ain't coming back." Right,
and I was like, "You ain't coming back." She was like, "Girl, yes I am. Why would you say that?" And then she was like, this was the funny part for me. So I was like, "Girl, hurry up, because I definitely want to come back. I want to go up to New York. I want to have a good time." And I was like, "Nah, I can trust you ain't going to leave me in New York, right?" And she was like, everything dried up real quick. Like, "Oh, girl, so you my sister. Why would I leave you? Like, why would I leave you in New York, this, that, and the third?" I said, "Because you just stole my money, girl." Like,
and y'all had issues back when y'all was younger before, so that, like I said, like that could be, like I said, it just messed up because it could be how people.
It could be anything. I don't know that being invested in what she's going through, but the most I can do is hope that she gets control over herself and detach whatever it is that's on her back. You know how I am. You know how I feel about spirits and everything, and I'm going to just get through this real quick. I always felt like, you know, when I watered it down, that wasn't nothing but the devil waiting for me up in New York and trying to get me back up there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Because like you said, you thought you left
I thought I left the sex demon here.
But another one came and met you there.
You know, that nigga met me up in New York, you know. Mm-hmm. But long story short,
like, what would you want to tell the people to sum it up?
This is what I want to say. Sometimes bad things happen to us, and we get to a point where we realize we know our own power. We know the control that we have. And then we'll get to a point where you will have to decide whether you still want to keep using that same old power that you know is going to get you somewhere, or whether you want to relax in a way as to say, I want to see a different outcome. I want to see a different outcome. And that's how it was for me. I think that we are so used to reacting that we don't take the time to think about
the repercussions of your actions.
Not only that
too,
but we don't really think about the power in digression. We don't really think about the strength and knowing we could do something but choosing not to. Mm-hmm. That is ultimate power, and I've never been in this position before, because it's not saying that I'm a coward or that I'm backing down. What I feel it lets me know is I am at the stage of my life where I can clearly pick and choose my battles. Mm-hmm. And that's I guess.
So basically, like I said, challenge yourself. I guess when certain issues arise, to not take the normal route that you would take, which would be spazzing out, going off, letting somebody else know, being petty, doing whatever. Like sometimes, like I told you, like I always say, sometimes you just gotta let God and the universe handle it. Because one thing that we can't ever take away from the fact that what goes around it definitely comes around. What goes up comes down. So whatever person gives out is going to come back to them, and you don't have to put matters in your own hands and make it any more worse than what it already is, because sometimes we take matters into our own hands and make things ultra worse. than what it could be. Yes, we have the right to go off about certain stuff.
Yes, we
certain
have the
things,
right to defend ourselves.
We have the right to defend. Like I said, you don't have to get now. Look, don't get me wrong. Don't just let people just do anything to you.
Right.
But certain situations and certain things can be avoided, and not even avoided, but handled better. And like I said, sometimes letting people no reaction is the best reaction, and just allow people to know that you'll never have that chance to get close to me ever again.
Absolutely.
Girl, you just messed up on a good something that could have been potentially like I said. I don't know if it would have went that far.
Up on, but most of all, my senses
even if it was
sharpened.
just a going out partner, or just somebody. But like you said, you know that you are a person that likes to have a good time. You're not selfish. You're not stingy with a good time. Like, why would you? You know what I'm saying? I've been nothing but a good to you, and nice to you the whole time we've been together, and you do this to me. Like,
that's to keep me on my P's and Q's. She look. There ain't nothing in life for free. And like I said, if it cost me $100 for me to be on my P's and Q's,
because not only did, like I said, you lost it, but guess what? It
came back 3 times full.
It came back right back to you. And when I kept saying, I said, it's gonna come back because you know what I mean?
And that's another thing I really want to stress, especially sometimes when it doesn't matter what it is, you have to think about it meticulously. Mm-hmm. Like, there are some people that's probably going to be like, oh, no, girl, I don't care what amount of money it is, this and the third. But you know what? I'm at a point in my life where money is so fluent. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying I want somebody to steal from me, and I'm not saying I'm rich and wealthy in finance, but what I'm saying is I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
And maybe that was another reason,
because you are a person, like I said, you're not, you know how some people hold on and are so money, you're not one of them kind of people. You not saying that you just spend, but you aren't a person that cares about money to that extent.
To that degree.
Yeah, where it's you know that money come and go. You you really have that attitude, and I like that about you because you have that you have the attitude that. I'm gonna get a bag. I'm not worried about it. Sometimes, like you said, that's a good mindset. Regardless,
but I had to grow into that mindset.
I'm about to say, you're not supposed to just be frivolous.
Yeah, but I had to grow into the mind. I had to appreciate what I have. I had to appreciate how I'm getting it. I had to appreciate where it's coming from. Mm-hmm. And the more I nurture the appreciation, in my mind, don't matter what I want to do with it. Right. I know because I appreciate it, it's gonna come back. But
stop. But that's our episode for this week.
That's our episode.
That's our episode. Like I said, guys, just keep your eyes open. I said, we don't want to be having to, hope or think that people around us is out to get us. But we're living in a very dangerous time these days. It's to keep your eyes open. Make sure you know who's around you. You what I mean? Even sometimes, a good time ain't always a good time with certain people. If you can learn how to be by yourself and have a good time, which you don't have to do too. But sometimes it's just best to have a good time by yourself. Like I said, meet people where they at. Don't be letting people come to your place. Don't be letting people get into your private space.
That's right. Privacy is a beautiful thing. Don't be misconstrued and allow social media to make you guys feel like you got to put everything on Front Street. Privacy is a sense of dignity. Have some dignity amongst yourself. And that means exactly. Okay, because you mess around and come up against the wrong girl with the right platform. What? And I'm gonna let it know. I'm gonna let it be known.
I said wrong girl, right platform. Because she definitely because like you said. This is your way of letting it out.
This is my way of letting it out.
Because you could have went off on because you could have went off Facebook. You could have made this a big thing. But like you said, you just use your power. Yeah. To say, look. And use it for somebody else. Because somebody else is probably going to either deal with it now or going to probably deal with it if they do listen.
Or somebody might not know how to deal with that. Right. Or somebody has probably been dealing with that, Mm-hmm.
But yes, guys, thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode. Please check our recent episodes out again from our first season till now if you haven't caught up on it.
Remember, we're on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, Apple, and iHeart.
Yes, so definitely check us out. Show us some love. Share, subscribe, like, and follow, share, comment. Don't just run past it, but comment and definitely give us your feedback. We definitely want to know. We like all kind of feedback, good and bad.
And you can run on past it because I know you'll read right back.
Yes. So again, y'all have a great week. Think positive. Accept positive.
Accept it. Accept it.
And it's your girl,
the lovely Bambi D.
And it's your girl, Bambi. I mean, Jordan B.
She's sleepy.
I gotta go, y'all. See ya.
Love you, ciao.